Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jolera interview series. I'm your host, Paulo Delnibletto, the Chief Channel of Business for Jolera. With me here today is Chris Black, the Chief Revenue Officer of Jolera. We're going to be talking about technology services, how they're being consumed in the marketplace, with a focus on the cost benefits of as-a-service. Chris, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Paulo.
So, Chris, throughout your career, you've seen a lot of delivery models with IT. How has it been evolving in the last few years?
Ooh, the delivery models have changed substantially in the last few years. I think, some of the biggest changes that have happened, and it's going to sound cliche, is that movement from what I would classify and describe as the traditional way of delivering IT, which is going out there, hunting down the right hardware and software, and then integrating it into an environment and walking away. That integration model has gone away as customers are looking for much more of the Netflix experience from their IT. They want the outcomes. They don't want to worry about the plumbing. They want somebody to take care of that so they have peace of mind and they can focus on their business. What that's done is it's forced the industry to adapt and adopt to that model, and those who can't do it are getting acquired or disappearing from the marketplace.
So let's do a cost-benefit analysis for the customer and the channel partner. How has the as-a-service impacted that?
That's a really good question because it's forced an alignment between customers and partners that has never existed before. It's forced customers to come to the table asking good IT questions with clear outcomes in mind. That is thus then, sort of gone to the partner, and the partner has to come to the table fully prepared. If you think about it in the past, and for most of my career, IT was a black box for a customer, and they just found a vendor that they trusted and had a relationship with, and if they told them they needed stuff, or that their internal IT guy said we needed stuff, they sort of wrote the hesitant check, sent it over, and hoped that they got the outcomes they were looking for. This realignment has really helped shift the dynamic between customers and partners, for stronger relationships and or decimated relationships that didn't really have any substance. So if you think about it from a cost-benefit analysis, whenever you have clear outcomes and you can define clear inputs to achieve those outcomes, you get better relative cost and value chain across the board.
Okay, so cost aside, let's talk about effectiveness as a service compared to other traditional methods.
Yeah, you bet. I think when you talk effectiveness, you again, and this is going to sound repetitive, but you get back to those outcomes, right? I think when you look at the traditional model, it was a set it and forget it type model, and the customer was responsible to figure it out. It was much more what I would classify as reactive IT. What you have now in an as-a-service model is proactive IT. And proactive IT is predicated on the model that you're going to set it in a specific way so that it can be expertly managed, it can always be on, it can be easily recoverable if one of those inevitable failures happen, and it's highly secure. So I think you're getting the best of all worlds because of that purposeful design with that end outcome of peace of mind, in mind when you originally create the solution.
So you and I, we talk a lot about MSPs and channel partners all over North America. How do you think, because a lot of them are some of them are early adopters and some are, stragglers, and then there's the middle. How do you see evolving in terms of a channel perspective with as a service?
That's another interesting question. It's like you planned these, Paulo.
I do, actually.
We get to see a really unique subsection of partners, and we get to have different conversations than most manufacturers do. Jolera being the MSP for MSPs, we manufacture service solution, which requires a different conversation. And when we're out there working within our spheres of Canada, the US, South America, Western Europe, we're seeing partners of all shapes and sizes. We're seeing really young, hungry, entrepreneurial, and aggressive partners that are focused on the highest level value within that stack. How do we be that business consultant for a customer? And they're engaging us to deliver the technical expertise. Then you'll see a lot of old school partners that they don't want to change the way that they've always done things. They like the old model. They like to work with the manufacturer, go to distribution, and that complacency. There's many of them that are still doing good, but that complacency has left them very exposed, where anybody who can come in and have an outcome-oriented conversation is going to be a threat to that traditional business model.
Sure.
When you talked about a cost-benefit analysis, one of the things that a lot of partners don't get until we really lay it out, and I think of Aaron and our channel team and what they have to do, is you really have to broaden out the picture and show them, here's what the traditional model costs you from a time an input perspective. So you're talking about the allocation of people resources, the allocation of dollars and cents,
That's right.
and then the amount of time. And time is the biggest killer of deals. When you look at the traditional model, there's so many places where that model can fail, where it can slow down, where it can get bungled up. Look at today's supply chain issues,
Yeah.
right? In the as-a-service model, you're buying a simplified, simple-to-consume SKU that already has all of the complexity baked into it. All of your financing, the hardware, the software, the support models, the monitoring, the patching, the administration, and the remediation. You buy one of those as-a-service models, you're getting all of that complexity, whittled down into a one-stop pop. So there's vendors who just don't get that. There's partners who just can't wrap their heads around that until you put it on a board, step by step, and you walk them
Right.
through the motions. And when you do that, they have this aha moment. Or they don't, and that's okay, but typically you see the aha moment
Yeah.
and say, how do we achieve that? And
Right.
that's really where our expertise comes into play.
Yeah, because it's all about the people, processes, and technologies, as we always
Absolutely.
like to say. So thank you very much for your time, tremendous insight. I know you're very, very active on social media, so tell the audience where they can find you on social media.
Oh.
How do they follow you?
Wow. Follow me on LinkedIn. That is my most active channel. Chris Black, just search on LinkedIn. Easy to find. Big mouth, lots to say. Hopefully it's of value.
Fantastic. Well, Chris, thank
Thanks,
you very
Colin.
much for your time. And that's it for me and the Jolera interview series. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, so long.